Welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. This is episode 17. Last time we explored a little bit of Skyhold, and we'll be doing more of the same today. We have been talking to some companions, reading some lore, sent some people off on their war table missions, so I will need to send more away on their missions.
The order was sent?
Yes, Commander.
Because everybody, I think, is ready to check in now on the missions we sent them off on. So we're going to, first things first, head right into the war table and put people on their missions. There's more and more people here every day. That's how we get to my quarters. Nice. Keep walking to that door when I want to go to the war table, which is really funny. Alright. Summon the War Council. I have missions to send you off on. Okay, Shadows of Adenirum, report ready. My Lady Inquisitor, that went far better than I had expected. To be perfectly honest, the help your people provided led us to 4 spies, one of whom worked in the kitchens and may have been plotting my assassination. Incontestable proof that this cult and its leaders are enemies of Ferelden. I owe you a great deal, Inquisitor, and hope that my support is meaningful in your opposition to these cretins. Queen Enora Theron, 60 influence and a medallion of service. Nice. Reports of Darkspawn activity. Sweeps of the Storm Coast were conducted and determined where the Darkspawn are most concentrated. Our Ferelden-born soldiers are quite eager to see them driven back. And the research for the hack writer. Ambassador Josephine, I regret to inform you that Magistrate Camring was discovered dead in his home this morning in what the guards believe was a grisly reenactment of a scene from some penny dreadful called Hard in Hightown. I do not know what interest the Inquisition had in the matter, nor do I want to know. Best wishes, Viscount Bran. New operation unlocked. Hard in Hightown, unsavory parallels? Okay. A copy of Hard in Hightown sits open on the table.
Leliana? Are you? I suppose not. Haven was trying.
Shevlin was waiting outside the captain's office when Donan Brenokovic slunk out, defeated. We're not getting a warrant, are we? Shevlin looked almost relieved. No. Donan met his partner's eyes. The kid was barely 20 and looked like he'd walked straight to the Kirkwall barracks from somebody's potato farm. Taller and broader than the other guards, Shevlin slouched as if he didn't know how to fit into his own limbs, as if he thought he should be smaller. Hunched over his brand new too large armor, he looks like a child playing at being a guard. He was too green for a murder investigation. Maybe it's for the best, Javelin said, almost speaking Donan's thoughts out loud. You're on your way out of the guard, and I'm... He trailed off, then sighed. Questioning nobles in the middle of the night wasn't covered in training. Donan glared at the kid. I'm a city guard, and so are you, recruit. Nobody gets away with murder while we're on duty. Javelin stood a little straighter. What do we do then? The captain wants proof, Donan smiled. We bring her proof. Leliana has written a note in the margin. Dead magistrate. An attempt to implicate Varric? Why? And in what? If an assassin killed the magistrate, a word to the crows might tell us who it was. They watch rivals carefully. And we should support the official Kirkwall Guard investigation into this murder. I'm going to go with Leliana on this one.
Let's see what we have.
Cool. She can go and investigate. Gain Orzamar's friendship. Specializations for the Inquisitor. Like perk specializations? I can ensure instruction for the legions who want to join, but can we expect the Inquisitor to remain a leader while training with a subordinate? She is a figure of inspiration and should rightly be one of aspiration. Promoting a specialist from within the ranks seems lacking. With due respect to our people, the needs of the Herald are so specific, I recommend looking outside for the best combat specialists to be found, regardless of their affiliation. Sir Morris. The circles may have dispersed, but we still have our contacts. They are powerful mages not tied to the rebellion who can offer training. Oh, it's free!
At your service.
The best of the best have been summoned. Training with these specialists will ensure the Inquisitor's abilities remain at their height. Nice. That's lovely. Gaining Orzamar's friendship. We have received a message from Orzamar. Knowing an ancient darkspawn threatens Thedas, King Balin has officially declared his support for the Inquisition. Cool. I would advise sending a delegation to Orzamar as soon as possible to cement this alliance. Done.
Let us begin.
King Balin. That's cool. Alright. Let's do Protect Clan Llewellyn, because they need help again. So I only have Cullen, actually. No simple bandits would attack a Dalish camp with such force. My troops can give the Dalish much needed support. Well, look, if they're being attacked, military might seems to be the answer, so we'll send Cullen in on that.
To work?
To work? Lovely. Alright. My team are on missions. I can get out of here. And I can stop looking at the war table for another episode. Or maybe we'll check in when a couple of them are done. But it's like real life admin work. You like look at a big pile of paperwork and you're like, oh man, one step at a time, I suppose. Oh, I have a cutscene. Oh, these are my specialists arriving. Acquired Ferelden Medallion of Service. Okay. Oh yeah, that was the Queen of Nora thing. Right. Oh, that abrupt cut off to the music. Okay. Are they just like on the map then, or? Oh, they are. Specializations 3. Okay. Let's go say hello, shall we? They're at the gates. Wait, why are there people dead? What the fuck? Why is this guy dead? What happened to you? Why are you guys laying out dead on the ground?
Inquisitor? Is there something I can do for you? I should really focus my attention on the injured.
Oh, I thought more time had passed. Like, I know that we did our pilgrimage to set this place up, but they've started, like, tending to and cleaning up the place, and the hole looks great, and they're already ready for me to sit on the chair and judge people. Oh, I've got people dead outside on the front lawn.
Do we have many injured men?
Fewer by the day. The most grievously injured did not survive the journey to Skyhold. As for the rest, they either heal or... I try to make the passing painless.
Damn.
I haven't seen you before.
The commander brought me up from the refugee camps. I'd been helping the pilgrims in simple ways, setting broken bones, simple amputations and such. We need all the help we can get.
Okay.
You aren't a mage. Shouldn't we let the mage healers deal with this?
Magic can't cure everything, and we shouldn't rely on it. Science, your worship, is the way of the future. Good health isn't magic, it's diet, exercise, and a balance of the humors.
Yes, that's fine, but when it comes to, like, injured on the ground, healing spells and revival exists. Oh wait, sorry, healing spells don't exist anymore.
As you were.
Your worship.
Fine. Vius Anaxus.
Inquisitor, I heard a tapping. My skills are required.
And you are?
Speaker Vius Anaxas. I have come from Navarra as a voice for the dead. Welcome them, and they will serve your cause.
Oh. Okay. Spooky spells?
Excuse me? You speak for who?
The dead. Many assume that they have misheard. I am of the Mortalitazi. We tend to those who have passed and revere their lives by honoring them in death. And when the living are threatened, we give the bodies of the dead physical purpose once more. Necromancy, Inquisitor. The dead will serve for you.
Wow. I've read about you, but I didn't expect you to make an appearance. That's cool. Anytime I get ones like this, I always want to ask all of these options, but I can't, because we're not in the investigate option.
I'm ready to learn what you know.
Then your journey begins as others end. The steps are small, but vital. There is instruction and veneration. Then you'll return. We shall see what this life holds for you.
Ooh. Way of the Necromancer. Acquire writing on necromancy. Navaran skulls and, like, blood writings. Your trainer. Okay. Why are you just called your trainer? I've got Vius Anaxis. I've got Commander Helene. And then I've got your trainer. And this is where we find out that this is actually her name. My name is your trainer.
Hello. Yes, hello. I am your trainer.
Yes?
I am your trainer.
Oh, it is her name.
Said that.
Good, because it has been a long journey. The cause is just, and if we don't start soon, you won't have time to learn. I am your trainer.
Okay. Is she okay? Is that her name, or is this like a Hodor situation?
You seem a little scattered.
It's nothing. I'm just a little fatigued. It's nothing. Thank you. I was charged with studying the breach and the subsequent rifts to discover how they affected traditional disciplines. I was enthralled. So were the 19 others, I presume. They're dead. They learnt the power, but couldn't wield it. Rift Mage Inquisitor. The forces are incredible. And with training, you will be incredible. I know how not to die, and I can teach it. It's incredible.
Okay. I want to ask these. Okay.
You didn't mention your name.
I am your trainer.
That isn't a name.
It is what I am. I try very hard to remember that much. There is so much else to keep in mind. Understand, Inquisitor, that I have learnt it all very quickly, so you do not have to.
Oh. I can ask the others. Shit. Alright. I might reload to talk to Vius properly in that case.
The rifts were triggered by the breach. There's already a school of magic.
A school? No. Yes. Sort of. The holes in the veil flooded us with magic, and that can be used. It changed some rules, modified them, enough that the careless inverted themselves, old forces in new forms. Others will try, their results will vary, but you will have the best instruction. Because your trainer has already taken the risk. The price has been paid.
Who charged you with studying magic from the rifts?
The Mages Collective. I did not just say that. Yes, I did say it, and we're proud to help. We are nimble, we could move quickly and commit people to this rift magic. Many people. Their lives made it stable and safe. We're very proud.
It's like the Mage Collective from Dragon Age Origins that we would do quests for, right?
Tell me why this would best suit me.
You are the Inquisitor.
And?
You deserve power that casts your enemies aside with the abandon of a creative force, crushes them with your very will. That is the promise. Who better than you? You are the Inquisitor.
Very well. Show me how this should go.
It goes places you have been and some you have not. That is necessary. So the price is not paid twice. Follow the instruction and you will know the way. You'll understand the power. Then I'll show you more. After all, I am your trainer.
Stop. Okay. I need to reload. I'm assuming I can reload this milestone. Is the milestone the specializations? Milestone must be the specializations. Did I already send people off to the War Council? Okay, there might be a save before I put people on their quest lines. I just need to make sure we can talk to... You know what? You know what I didn't even try to do, which is what I should have done? I should have checked to see if Vius could actually be spoken to again without reloading. I just like panicked and reloaded immediately. Hold on. Hold on. Before I do that, let me just let me see if I can speak to him properly.
I await your return, Inquisitor, as do the spirits of those we have lost or caused to be lost. Necromancy, Inquisitor. The dead will serve for you.
Okay, good. I don't know why I didn't just try and talk to him first. I just assumed that I would not be able to ask him. That was just silly of me to jump back out. Alright, now I will talk to him.
What is a Mortalitazi?
We are the caretakers of the grand necropolis of Navarra. For the treasured relative, we usher a spirit of the Fade into the void of their mortal form. It honors them both. But when enemies threaten the living, we turn death into a weapon of war, instead of merely the result.
You're saying you can bring the dead back to life?
Of course not. The souls of our departed cross the Fade to be with the Maker. The body is left empty.
Then what is it that you do?
In the Grand Necropolis, we would usher in a displaced spirit of the Fade, eliminating imbalance. But this is war. Every battlefield has one thing in abundance: death. I turn the bodies of enemies into weapons against them. We do not manipulate the living. We make use of the dead.
You're a mage who manipulates life. How is this not blood magic?
Blood magic consumes life. It tears at the living to manipulate and destroy. It is a cancer among our kind. We honor life by venerating the dead. We give their mortal form purpose. In combat, perhaps only for a few moments, but that is still more than they had. More than opposing you normally allows.
I really like how many different schools of magic there are and how they have different opinions on all of the different facets of other magics that they don't specialize in. So much depth to it.
Tell me why this would best suit me.
It is not for everyone, yet we all reach beyond life. You have already killed many out of necessity. To stop at death is wasteful. Death can make allies of enemies. Death can rend the battlefield. Death can terrify.
People will fear me.
Don't you want to terrify? Fear means there are fewer to fight next time. Fear means lives are saved, if that is your concern.
I'm ready to learn what you know.
You have your instruction. The dead have time, I do not. Complete your tasks.
Okay. Done. Okay. Speak with Commander Helene.
Hold and declare, Inquisitor.
What do you mean?
I ask your intent. I was summoned to oversee training, and I would know my charge. I am your commander in this matter. Commander Helene.
Thank you for coming, Commander Helene.
Commander will suffice, recruit. I teach the skills of the Knight Enchanter. It is a rank. It is a life. Understanding its hierarchy is the first step. You already know this. You were not made Inquisitor and then taught to lead. I will teach you how to rise to your place, how to join your warriors, spectral blade in hand, how to command the ranks while standing beside them. Are you ready?
Who granted your rank? What forces have you served with?
I cannot say.
Then how do I know you're capable?
You know because I have told you, and I will teach you the same authority.
Okay.
Commander is a title I associate with human forces.
Knight Enchanter has roots in Elven tradition, but it has utility in every tradition. There are no borders for the mage who wields a spectral blade. There is respect, and there is fear.
Tell me why this would best suit me.
I cannot. Only you know if you are fit to lead with more than maps. Do you have the mettle to raise a blade in grand melee? To have your presence make heroes of your charges? This is a path for leaders. You tell me if you are worthy.
Grand melee.
I'm ready to learn what you know.
Then we will begin the simple steps, recruit. And we shall see what heights you reach. You have a task, a simple construction. Go, learn, and return. Soon you will lead from the front. Soon you will command.
Do I get to choose all of them? Or can I only have, like... oh my god. Scroll up, please. Okay, never mind. Doesn't want to scroll up anymore. Okay. It's fine. That was weird. Okay, specializations. Master, it says time for the Inquisitor to master a combat technique. Okay. Adorn a skull and jewels, study the art of necromancy, and via Synaxis will reveal the secrets of Navaran death mages. Destroy undead to gain Navaran ceremonial skulls at Apostate's Landing, Small Grove, and Storm Solitude in the Storm Coast. Readings can be found among the belongings of followers who share this discipline, or if unavailable, among the wares of the book merchant in Valrio. Scrolling is not working anymore. There, okay, it works there. Doesn't work here. Weird. Okay. While a mage can only... here we go. While a mage can only truly specialize in one style, studying others can still be of considerable benefit. So I'm not sure if that means we can have all of them available in our level up screen, but obviously you're probably not going to want to dilute your skills too much. I'm curious. Okay. Way of the Night Enchanter. Craft a hilt to hold a spirit blade. Study the methods required to wield the blade, and Commander Helene will reveal the secrets of the Night Enchanter specialization. Take the essence from Wisps at the Old Thoroughfare, the Weeping Spires, and Granite Point in the Fallow Mire. Readings can be found among the belongings of the followers who share this discipline. If unavailable, among the wares of the book merchant in Valrio. While a mage can specialize in one, study others. What's the other one? Healize the Abyss. Nope. Where's the other one? Should be 3, right?
Hello? Yes? I am waiting for you to complete your task. If you do so, you can be a Rift Mage. I know how not to die, and I can teach it. It's incredible.
Very well. Show me how this should go.
It goes places you have been,
Oh.
and some you have not.
It auto-saved before the conversation.
The price is not paid twice. Follow the instruction, and you will know the way. You'll understand the power. Then, I'll show you more. After all, I am your trainer.
I am your trainer. Okay. Right. The autosave was before we had the conversation. Assemble a Tome of Rifts, study Rift Magic, and your trainer will reveal the secrets of the Rift Mage specialization. Collect tomes from Venatori at Gilanane's Grove, Halin Sulan, and the Desolate Bank in the Exalted Plains. So the book merchant has everything we need in terms of the books. So we've already got the items, and then the tomes can be found elsewhere. If we can only pick one, I'm kind of tempted to go for the Rift Magic, but Necromancy seems so interesting as well.
Haven was a cock-up, Herald, Inquisitor. But you did right by me, and others. We'll pay you back.
I like that I'm going to be referred to as Inquisitor now instead of the Herald of Andraste.
Send men to scout the area. We need to know what's out there.
Yes, sir.
Commander, soldiers have been assigned temporary quarters.
Very good. I'll need an update on the armory as well. Now! We set up as best we could at Haven, but could never prepare for an archdemon, or whatever it was. With some warning, we might have...
Do you ever sleep?
If Corypheus strikes again, we may not be able to withdraw. And I wouldn't want to. We must be ready. Work on Skyhold is underway. Guard rotations established. We should have everything on course within the week. We will not run from here, Inquisitor.
How many were lost?
Most of our people made it to Skyhold. It could have been worse. Morale was low, but has improved greatly since you accepted the role of Inquisitor.
Everyone has so much faith in my leadership. I hope I'm ready.
You won't have to carry the Inquisition alone, although it must feel like it. We needed a leader, and you have proven yourself.
We said no, didn't we? It's too late. I've dipped my fingers in too many pies, Cullen. I'm sorry.
If we need to start over, Skyhold seems as good a place as any.
Once repairs are complete, it will be a strong base of operations. I will do everything I can to ensure the security of our people. You have my word.
Thanks. Oh, where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, just doing a lap of the table. Okay. Sure.
Inquisitor?
Oh, another option for the flirt to ask if he's with anyone. He's married to his sword and that beautiful fur coat of his.
Is there anything I should know?
Repairs to Skyhold's fortifications are progressing. Our scouts report no immediate threats in the surrounding area. We are fortunate Solus knew of this place.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of the people you work with?
Who do you mean?
Are you satisfied with the Inquisition's forces?
Our soldiers are well disciplined and committed to the cause. Templars and mages are not used to seeing each other as allies, but they are working together well enough thus far.
I should let you get back to work.
Alright, oh, he's going to do another lap of the table. Oh, he's over the other side now. He's doing he's doing imaginary fucking table meetings. He's going, Cullen, yes, what should we do? Walks to the other side of the table. I don't know, Cullen. Maybe we should do the fortifications now? Walks to the other side of the table. Cullen, you're a genius. I wish I could do things with you that are best left to private conversations. Oh, Cullen, you devilish dog. That's what he's doing, I bet. That's why he keeps walking around the table. Let's look for Cole while we're here. Okay.
This thing is not a stray puppy you can make into a pet. It has no business being here.
Wouldn't you say the same of an apostate?
Speechless.
I wondered if Cole was perhaps a mage, given his unusual abilities.
He can cause people to forget him, or even fail entirely to notice him. These are not the abilities of a mage. It seems that Cole is a spirit.
It is a demon.
If you prefer, although the truth is somewhat more complex.
I was expecting him to be invisible and reveal himself to us, but I did not expect to walk into a heated debate about what he is. So this is why I was saying I thought that he was like sort of like a mage-like, and that I assumed that he would be a mage, but he's a rogue class. But he's a spirit. A spirit of what? I'm trying to analyze him myself and think what he could be a spirit of. Is there a spirit of guidance? I don't know, because I only feel like a spirit of... He's definitely helpful, but I'm not sure. Spirit of something. I like how what Solus said to Vivian shut her up immediately. She didn't have anything to say in response, and she usually always has something to say back, because she's very inclined with the "my dear" response. So Vivian is... See how Vivian is very much like, it's a demon. That sort of like black and white level of thinking. And then Solus, when we had that conversation with him in Haven way back when, he was talking about how they're all spirits and they all kind of shift depending on who interacts with them. And that was really good information. I absolutely trust Solus's views way more than Vivian's, and just in general, I feel like he has so much more of a handle on that information based on what he's told us.
I'm not sure how much more complexity I need, Solus.
Indeed, my dear. He may call it whatever he likes, but it is still a threat.
In fact, his nature is not so easily defined.
Speak plainly, Solas. What are we dealing with?
Demons normally enter this world by possessing something. In their true form, they look bizarre, monstrous.
But you claim Cole looks like a young man. Is it possession?
No. He has possessed nothing and no one. And yet he appears human in all respects. Cole is unique, Inquisitor. More than that, he wishes to help. I suggest you allow him to do so.
Wonder where... Okay, I wonder how Cole came to that name then as well. We'll have to talk to Cole and see if we can get some direct answers from him, but I feel that might be difficult.
In my studies, demons either possessed something from this world or were summoned and bound. They almost never look like something you'd mistake for a person.
Normally you'd be correct. But Cole has willfully manifested in human form without possessing anyone.
The demons who came through the breach, or through the rifts, weren't possessing anything.
These demons were drawn through against their will, driven mad by this world. But Cole predates the breach. From what we can tell, he has lived here for months, perhaps years. He looks like a young man. For all intents and purposes, he is a young man. It is remarkable.
I should hear what Cole has to say for himself. Where is he now?
If none of us remember him, he could be anywhere.
He's right there. The depth of field is weird sometimes.
Haven. So many soldiers fought to protect the pilgrims so they could escape. Choking fear. Can't think from the medicine, but the cuts rack me with every heartbeat. Hot, white pain. Everything burns. I can't. I'm going to... I'm dying. I'm... dead.
You're feeling their pain.
It's louder this close, with so many of them.
Would you like to go somewhere more comfortable?
Yes, but here is where I can help. Every breath slower, like lying in a warm bath, sliding away. Smell of my daughter's hair when I kiss her goodnight. Gone. Cracked brown pain, dry, scraping, thirsty. Here.
Thank you.
It's all right. She won't remember me.
So, can, like, Men in Black erase memory when you interact with him? Which is interesting, except for, like, I guess only if he wants it to, maybe?
You're using your powers as a spirit to help people.
Yes. I used to think I was a ghost. I didn't know. I made mistakes, but I made friends too. Then a Templar proved I wasn't real. I lost my friends. I lost everything. I learned how to be more like what I am. It made me different, but stronger. I can feel more. I can help.
Like a spirit of sympathy, spirit of empathy? I'm not sure.
If you're willing, the Inquisition could use your help.
Yes. Helping. I help the hurt. The helpless. There's someone. Hurts. It hurts. It hurts. Someone make it stop hurting. Make her, please. The healers have done all they can. It will take him hours to die. Every moment will be agony. He wants mercy. help.
Just because
You say he won't die for hours yet, but you can't know that for certain.
His body is failing.
He could recover, or the healers could find another way to help him.
How do you know?
I don't, and neither do you. That's part of life.
Try. I want to stay.
Okay. Cole greatly approves. We're teaching him about what it means to be human, I suppose. On that note of his codex entry, there were codex entries we unlocked last episode that I was putting off reading because we were just exploring, but we may as well read them now because I think Cole's has updated. There you go. So Inquisitor, if you believe that this Cole truly wishes to help the Inquisition and can be trusted to do so safely, I'm willing to give him a chance to prove himself. As Solus insists that he is a spirit made manifest in the form of a young man, not a demon possessing an unwilling victim, I concede that he may not be malicious. Nevertheless, Cole's abilities concern me. I would ask Leliana to have him watched, but most of Skyhold seems unable to see this spirit or remember him even if informed of his existence. The servants complain of odd occurrences, items mislaid or moved to strange locations, but have thus far been unable to see or remember the person responsible. Such actions appear harmless thus far, but I remain vigilant. Cole appears appreciates the Inquisition helping those who are hurting and in need. Cassandra. Nice. Okay. Wonderful. Vivian disapproves. She can keep disapproving for all I care. Silly. Spirit of Wisdom. Now this is related to this is Solus's friend, where this one popped up, the Spirit of Wisdom. When the summoning ritual was complete, the spirit appeared. Both spirits and demons have no gender as we understand it, but this one, much like the rare and dangerous Desire demon, presented as female. Although its form was not threatening, the spirit carried itself with a confidence and an awareness I suppose that I have seen only in the most powerful of demons. This Spirit of Wisdom was polite and courteous. It answered our questions about the Fade, even acknowledging the difficulty when we could not understand what it meant. There was none of the bargaining one normally associates with a summoned creature, save that the spirit sometimes asked us questions as well. Harris shared a mathematical formula he had recently proven, while Etrine explained her study on magical themes in the Chant of Light, and young Reese talked little about his mother. When we were finished, the spirit thanked us for the conversation and then vanished, although none of us had dismissed it. We soon discovered that the summoning ritual we had devised was critically flawed. The spirit had been under no compulsion to come or remain. All the time it had talked with us, it had stayed of its own volition. Harris was greatly concerned that such a powerful spirit remained free, and has updated the ritual to correct for the weakness in the binding enchantment. I understand his caution, but I also confess that I quite enjoyed the conversation. I am not certain the spirit would have talked so freely had it been shackled at the time. I like that note at the end there. An excerpt from Spirits of the Spire by Seigneur Enchanter Francois. Okay. And places. We got on Skyhold. Oh, there's a couple of entries that open here. So I don't think I've read any of these. So let's have a look. A page from an Enchanter's Journal, scorched near eligibility. Oh, actually, hang on. No, we did read this. Yes, we read this, so this is the new one to read here. Skyhold has not just been claimed time and time again, but sacked as well. We've managed to uncover some remnants, including a scratching under a pillar that mentions the name given by your witch. Old, but still long after the place had been built over, but the author knew something of its first purpose, or at least something of a legend. Varlandivalis, him Sabellinaris San Elgar, Melanida Him Samiras Fenataldin, word missing, Nadasalin Telvaras Nesuli Sethanera Terrasalan Telas Venir Abalathvia, word missing. Even with assistance from your elf, we managed only a partial translation. Elven is often a game of intents, not a direct mapping of phonetic meaning. That means it's a mess. Our belief transformed into everything. Assertion/problem, uncertain. All time is transformed into the final/first death, uncertain. Inevitable/threatened victory. And horrible/promised freedom in the untorn veils, uncertain. Where the sky is held up/back. Where the people give/gain love, that is an apology/promise from/to, missing subject uncertain. Mostly complete as fragments go. The rhythm is strange, not like others I've recorded, perhaps less a poem than a statement. The Elven language does tend to meander. It's very interesting. Also, Elvish language is always just so beautifully put together. Sounds nice to listen to and to say. Our belief transformed into everything. All time is transformed into the final/first death. Inevitable, threatened victory, and horrible promise. I love the Elvish words being like, it can mean final or first. It can mean horrible or promised. It can mean apology, promise, like give, gain, like different opposite meanings. Very interesting. We also have the Emerald Grave. So these are codex entries on the locations that we discovered last episode on the war table. Our people call this place the Emerald Graves. Long ago, before the fall of the Dales, a tree was planted for every warrior who pledged themselves to the guardianship of the Dales. Together, these warriors were the Emerald Knights of Hallam Shiral, and the forest of their trees was named the Emerald March. When the humans began encroaching once again on our borders, the Emerald Knights banded together to protect us from the incursion. But the humans were many, and their chantry powerful, and they eventually conquered the Dales. The knights fought in defense of our land, and almost all perished. The trees that once represented a mighty army were now living symbols of sacrifice, the Emerald Graves. I hear that most humans in Orlais do not call this place by its true name. They find it an inauspicious one and refer to the forest only as the Great Wood. They refuse to see anything but wood and moss and leaves, and hope to remain ignorant of the blood that was spilled. But we of the people remember. We feel the weight of what was lost, and we see not trees, but lives given for freedom. As told by Keeper Gisharil of the Ralafaran clan. A lot of resources to be found here. In the Exalted Plains, it is appropriate that we pick the Exalted Plains as our field of battle. It was here centuries ago that the Dalish kingdom met its bitter end, the holdouts of the Elven army making their last stand, refusing to surrender against the champions of Andraste, the Templar, the Sister, and the nobleman patron. The champions' cause was just, and their faith led them to victory. The plains were henceforth called Exalted. Someone once said that these fields are characterized by equal measures of beauty and strife. This description will hold true for the foreseeable future. The strife we bring to the Dales will be quickly forgotten, however, if we fight hard and fight well and earn a definitive victory. Let the knowledge that you strike in the name of the true Emperor encourage and guide you. Truth and righteousness prevailed on the plains long ago. Make a willing, it will again. A message from Marshal Bastian Prolx to his soldiers before the battle was joined. Okay, there's our codex so far. Now, where's Cole on the map? Vivian and Blackwall and Sarah and Ironball and Cassandra. And, okay, Cole's just all the way in a random spot on his own. Gotcha. Alright, let's head on over. We fast travel to... We can fast travel to there, so I can keep going there to the war room every time. Get them ready to turn in. I think that's what I'll keep doing, and it'll probably happen a lot while we're here. We're like, quick, fast travel in here, so I can then go and do the war table things, and I can make them continue to do jobs over and over again while I am busy. So many doors. Like, the walls are broken down, guys. I think there's a draft everywhere. You can keep all the doors open, please. We need to invest in door stops immediately. Alright, report ready. Commander Cullen, our troops made good time to Wycombe and entered the valley in force. The Dalish were greatly surprised to see Inquisition soldiers coming to fight on their behalf, but when we broke the line of attacking bandits, the Dalish were quick enough to fight by our side. Our combined forces killed most of the bandits and drove the few survivors away. I doubt they will be coming back, though they were indeed well armed. Duke Antoine of Wycombe offered his gratitude for dealing with the bandits and gave the Inquisition his hospitality while we were near his city. He has promised to ensure that no further harm comes to the Dalish while they are near Wycombe. Nice. Lieutenant Rosaline Chambreterre. We got some gold, and my clan lives. Good show. Oh, sigil. You have found a sigil. So this is our first sigil in the Prime timeline. We found our first sigil when we were doing Champions of the Just as the alternate choice. It's taken a long time. Sigils can be attached to armors and give special bonuses. Sigil of the Great Bear. Our emissaries have returned. Orzammar has pledged to our cause some of the most formidable warriors from the Legion of the Dead. According to the king, they are veteran Darkspawn hunters, absolutely fearless. The king also graciously offered to share Orzammar's wealth. He recognizes the threat Corypheus poses. Lovely.
The city has agreed to send us 6 guardsmen.
Not raw recruits. With luck, they'll know which end to grip a sword by.
A memorial for Haven. Ambassador Montelier, although we have not always seen eye to eye, I believe that on the subject we will be in perfect agreement. I would like to build a monument at the site where Haven stood, as a memorial to all those who gave their lives defending the faith. Shall we work together to honor these fallen heroes, Madame Ambassador? From Marquis Durelian. I'm sure I can get some volunteers from our ranks to help with construction, and I can do some fundraising for the project, and we should send a representative for the ribbon cutting. Usually when there's something addressed to Josephine, I just send her.
Let us begin.
Conscript for the Inquisition. I might send Cullen. Bolster our forces and conscript more soldiers. He can go with the treaties. So I'll send Cullen to do that.
Inquisitor.
Go conscript for the Inquisition, my boy. It looks like Cassandra's stopped coming to the war table meetings. Alright, let's have a look at this sigil. I guess it's an upgrade. 100% maximum mana or stamina and minus 50 regen. Nice, that's a good sigil. That's nice. Alright, now in terms of where I will fast travel to, I'll go here and I'll talk to everyone outside here. Okay. There's more of these around the place. Construction report, brick marks. Skyhold has stolen bricks. Found a brick mark I know from my elder's notes. Fired in High Ever before it was sacked in the 80th year of the... What was the 4th age? What do you reckon the 4th age was? I think that there's it's around, I feel like it could be, I just moved away from the war table, Liliana, god damn it. My brain wants to say it could be the, was there a sword age? Did I make that up? Towers was 7, I think. Exalted is 8, I think. What's the 4th age of Dragon Age? Damn it. Damn it. Hang on. 4th age. Dragon Age. What's the 4th age? I got my ages mixed up. It's the Towers age. After all, is the 4th age. That was Orlais, but their style isn't so... It was probably looted. There may be others. That time is long past, but the Inquisitor should know where they live. Ganon, Mason. Our cause rights a greater wrong. Crimes of the past will be eclipsed soon enough, as this becomes the home of the Inquisition. But send word to Highever so they can amend their histories. Nice.
You knew where Hawk was all along!
Damned right I did.
You conniving little shit!
You kidnapped me! You interrogated me! What did you expect?
Oh, that's funny. Oh my god. This is great. Repercussions for your actions. I love that so much. And I didn't even really think about that. That didn't click with me. That obviously in Dragon Age 2, he's like, yeah, he just kind of fucked off and everybody like went their own separate ways and who knows where he is. Of course he kept tabs on him and knows where he is. That's great. Cassandra's like, I spent an entire game interrogating you to know where he is, you asshole, and now he's just here in Skyhold. I need a conversation between Cassandra and Hawk at this point, you know? Especially with like how long she was trying to learn more about him. They can have a fun little romance while Isabella's off having fun on the high seas.
Hey, enough! You're taking his side? I said enough! We needed someone to lead this Inquisition. First, Liliana and I searched for the hero of Ferelden, but he had vanished. Then we looked for Hawk, but he was gone too. We thought it all connected, but no. It was just you. You kept him from us.
The Inquisition has a leader.
Hawk would have been at the Conclave if anyone could have saved Most Holy.
Ah, that's interesting. They wanted a leader for the Inquisition. Maybe Broska's got his feet up on a couch somewhere, dude. Like, he's being a stay-at-home dad while, like, Morrigan goes off and casts spells. We're keeping the house clean. And then Morrigan comes home, and then we have a happy family. He's not going to be leader of the Inquisition. And Hawk was off gallivanting with Isabella. All of my companions have having their fun. Sorry, all of my characters are off having fun with their pirate queens and goth witches. Like, that's my type, babe. That's where my characters are. They're not leaders of the Inquisition. I am. Elf mage. Maple lass.
Varric's not responsible for what happened at the Conclave.
I was protecting my friend.
Varric is a liar, Inquisitor. A snake. Even after the Conclave, when we needed Hawk most, Varric kept him secret.
He's with us now. We're on the same side.
We all know whose side you're on, Varric. It will never be the Inquisition's.
He literally asked to join.
Varric's earned his right to be here, Cassandra.
Thank you.
Fighting.
I must not think of what could have been. We have so much at stake. Go, Varric. Just go.
You know what I think? If Hawk had been at the temple, he'd be dead too. You people have done enough to him.
Damn.
I believed him. He spun his story for me and I swallowed it. If I just explained what was at stake, if I just made him understand. But I didn't, did I? I didn't explain why we needed Hawk. I'm such a fool.
That is true, though. It was just like, where is he? Because he's the one who caused all this mess, instead of, we need him for the Inquisition. It's very, very different. Very, very different indeed. I, too, think that Hawk might have been dead if he went to the Conclave. I don't think that would have helped. I was watching some Dragon Age 2 footage of mine around that legacy period recently, and you're just like confronted with Cassandra's face, and you're like, "Ah, she used to have such a baby face. She had a cute little Dragon Age 2 face, and now she's repping a facial scar that she got somewhere somehow. It looks very different."
What if you hadn't believed him and you'd tracked Hawk down?
Honestly, Hawk might not even have agreed to become Inquisitor. He supported the Mage Rebellion, after all. He wouldn't have trusted me for a second. But this isn't about Hawk, or even Varric. Not truly. I should have been more careful. I should have been smarter. I don't deserve to be here.
Oh, this is a flip. Cassandra in her heated rage is like, "Fuck you, Varric, you suck, you're a snake," and like, Hawk would have saved the people of the Conclave and we needed him, blah, blah, blah. And now she's like, I didn't actually explain anything right. Now I don't even deserve to be here, and Hawk probably wouldn't even want to become Inquisitor, actually. Just complete 180.
You're too hard on yourself, Cassandra.
Not hard enough, I think.
You can't believe that.
I want you to know, I have no regrets. Maybe if we'd found Hawk or the hero of Ferelden, the Maker wouldn't have needed to send you. But he did. You're not what I'd pictured. But if I've learned anything, it's that I know less than nothing.
Okay. Sure. There's an unexpected cutscene. I was like, why are we not having a conversation outside? And that is why... Oh. Now she's cutting up training dummies.
Something is troubling me, Inquisitor. Leliana is receiving reports of mages becoming possessed, Templars going rogue. No one is dealing with these matters. I was hoping we might, before they get worse.
We can certainly look into it.
I will mark these incidents on the map as I learn of them, Inquisitor. And I would be pleased to accompany you if and when you investigate.
Okay.
I have some more questions.
Why am I not surprised?
I wonder if we'll go into brother now.
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
Not yet.
I'll let you get back to work.
Yes?
Do you have any advice for me?
Tell that demon, what does it call itself? Cole. Tell it to leave. He may not mean harm, but that does not mean he will not harm us. Spirits are not creatures to take at face value. Be cautious with him, Inquisitor.
That's interesting.
Do you have any advice for me?
Treat Dorian with caution. It's possible he could be what he seems, a Tevinter mage wishing to do better than his countrymen. What if he is not? At best, his presence makes the Inquisition appear to have questionable allies.
I can kind of agree with that one. With the questionable allies thing, especially with learning of Corypheus and us having a Tevinter mage in our midst. Do we add Dorian to the list of suspicious characters? I mean, it's funny because, like, we have spies in our midst as well, like Ironball and stuff, and I guess that still counts as suspicious activity, but it, you know, he doesn't get added to my suspicious persons list that we have, only because, like, he's not one that I need to keep track of in terms of his suspicion, I suppose. Like, if something comes up with that, we won't be surprised, you know what I mean? Because I'll be like, well, you did come forth and say that you're a spy. But, like, ones that I would be surprised by are the ones that we have on our list. Or not necessarily surprised by, but finding out if there's, like, more to it, you know, and if there's any merit to our suspicious feelings. Like, we had our... I think I can take Fiona off the suspicious list because, I don't know, I thought that there could be, like, someone, like, pretending to be her, or there was some, like, weird shit going on with that, but... Oh, no, Dorian is on the suspicious list. He is already written here. He's already on here. 3 companions on my suspicious list. Love it.
Do you have any advice for me?
Watch the treasury carefully, with that Sarah present.
You think she's here to rob us?
Possibly not, but I would hardly put it past her.
Gonna donate to the Red Jenny cause.
Do you have any advice for me?
It's good that you recruited Enchanter Vivian into the Inquisition. She is ambitious, but has always shown sense in her dealings with the Chantry. My advice would be to watch her, but heed her when she speaks. That one wastes no words.
Nope. Sorry, Cassandra, I gotta disagree with you heavily there. Ah, poor Cassandra. She just doesn't get it.
Do you have any advice for me?
We must keep an eye on the College of Clerics. The moment they elect a divine, things could change quickly.
True.
Do you have any advice for me?
Watch the new recruits. Liliana says spies are inevitable, and I agree.
Do you have any advice for me?
That's enough for now.
Another time, then.
Okay. Unfinished business. Leo of Lucian Bay, Gordon the Frank, Jepler the Unbound, Sir Rebenger Torn, and Sir Hildebrand in the Exalted Plains. Damn. Alright, we got stuff to do. Iron Bull. Why are you not doing your pull-ups, sir? I need to put some distance between him and I so the camera can actually get him in shot.
Inquisitor, huh? Well, you've got the fortress for it. Speaking of which, when you've got a second, there's something I want to show you.
Ooh.
What did you want me to come see?
Here, come on. I'll show you.
Ooh. Where are we going?
Why am I dressed like this?
You'll see. Come on. It'll be worth your time, I promise. Evening. Iron Bull. My merc band just joined up.
Tanner. I'm from Jader. Well, near Jader.
Mira. I was guard captain for Lady Pendel. Signed on after shit blew up at the Conclave. Share a drink? Who's your friend?
This is Grim. She doesn't talk much.
So, I know that I acquired an agent cowl as well, so I know that I'm supposed to... This is kind of awkward. I know that I'm supposed to be wearing something over my head right now, aren't I? Otherwise, it's just like, it looks so silly. It's like, who's your friend? It's like, wow, she looks so much like the Inquisitor, so that's kind of silly. But I did notice that we were given a headpiece, so I'm not going to question that and be like, how do they not recognize me? Because I'm assuming I'm supposed to be like covered, which is stupid. I think I assume it's that it's like default in the settings because everyone obviously wants to be able to engage in dialogue with their helmet on and stuff. This should be like a gameplay segment, like a cutscene where it overrides that setting though, and it should have your helmet on or your mask on regardless. If I don't talk much, I guess I'll say little.
Huh.
So, you ready to kill some demons? Or Venatori, or whatever that Corypheus asshole is?
This isn't just about killing. We're helping the Inquisitor save the world and build the next empire.
Well, long as I get paid, I'm happy. That's why I signed up.
I just couldn't spend my whole life on a farm. Needed to live a little, you know.
What about you, Mira? Why'd you join up? I thought you were serving some noble.
I saw what happened at Haven. The Inquisitor staring down that monster and his archdemon. I don't think the Chant of Light as much as I should. But you can't see something like that and not believe.
Well, Grim and I should find our tents. Thanks for the drink.
What was he showing us?
I know every soldier under my command. You don't have that option, but a few faces might help.
Okay.
You made it sound like you didn't like the Inquisition.
People don't always tell the truth when you're polite. You've got to poke them a bit.
True. Okay, I was wondering if he was going to try and like expose something, or if he was like being like, my spies have picked out people in your ranks, or he's gonna like, yeah, or like get a something they wouldn't say to the face of the Inquisitor or something.
But those two soldiers might think you're an asshole.
So?
So?
I knew some of the soldiers felt like that, but to actually hear it...
It's hard to be just an idea sometimes. That's all you are to most of them. It's why you could stand right in front of them without being recognized. You've got a good army coming along. Remember that, no matter what comes next.
Oh. Was I not wearing a cowl? I'm pretty sure it said that I received... Oh, I guess I can't see it now. I swear it said, like, Agent Cowl acquired. Maybe I was just wearing, like, a hood or something. I don't know. I'll never be able to know. Which is the funny part. That was an interesting cutscene that I was not expecting, and he has now moved. Okay. Where have you gone? Companion. Well, I guess this confirms that companions do move around. What the hell? He's gone. Ah, he's there. He's gone. He's there. Oh, we got a plaque. Herald's Rest, a place for all in service here. To rest, recoup, and persevere. Though ways the heart remember best, your saving grace, the Herald's Rest. We're in our little tavern spot.
I don't know.
Her tongue tells tales of rebellion.
Joyful, but she knew
No, they
the
don't.
ways of nobler men, and she knew how to enrage them. She would always like to say,
Wait.
why change the past when you can own this day? Today she will fight to keep her way. She's a rogue and a thief, and she'll tempt your fate.
They're playing the, I think, okay. She's playing the Sarah song, but like, the lyrics and the subtitles do not match.
To keep her away.
Take back the sky, a tavern cheer. I'm just gonna turn down the just gonna turn down this song so I can read. Take back the sky, a tavern cheer. Now gather ye drunkards. That's how these begin. The songs of our heroes, of wars and our kin. Well, now the fight's ours, and none of us cowers. We'll drink to all hours, cause we know we can win. Oh, they cut into heaven and called it a door. The herald will lead us to even the score. We'll take back the sky and we'll give them the floor. We'll take back the sky and we'll give them the floor. The beast was upon us, our hopes all but drowned. At our necks a monster, at our heels a hound. But we found a fortress and it's friggin' gorgeous. So join in the chorus and down a new round. Oh, he cut into heaven, we said it before, and Juste will guide us to even the score. We'll take back the sky and we'll give him the floor. We'll take back the sky and we'll give him the floor. We look to our leader and heft up our crest to show this Corypheus we're not impressed. He thinks we've been mastered. He'll boot down the bastard, and then we'll get plastered. We're blessed by the best. Oh, he cut into heaven. Now sing it once more. Inquisitor, lead us to even the score. We'll take back the sky and we'll give him the floor. We'll take back the sky and feed him his lie, and black his foul eye. Let all arrows fly, and then we'll have pie. Die, 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 die. We'll take back the sky and we'll give him the floor. An exercise in rhyme by Meriden, a minstrel to our fine Inquisitor. I didn't realize it was a song. I know it said Tavern Cheer. I probably should have realized it was a song right at the beginning, but I was very much distracted by the bard singing herself.
Let me know if you find one.
All right, everyone's in here. Oh, he's comfortable.
It's good to see you.
That's all that came.
Inquisitor.
Sorry.
And you are?
The bartender. Cabin?
Just the bartender?
You were expecting...
He literally gave us his name. God, that bear on the wall looks so goofy. Where's my old bartender?
Well, welcome to the Inquisition.
Thank you. Welcome to the tavern.
Where did you study? I assume you're trained.
In bartending? I'm no alchemist. You mix the bottles that don't taste like nug and you pretend to listen. I suppose I trained at home during feast day family visits. My specialty is ale. Old Antivan recipe. The secret is ale.
Amazing. Interesting. So anyone that we saved in Haven, Their old jobs are still all taken by someone else.
You're a bit of a hard ass. Why are you here?
And if I could fight, I'd be in a helmet. If I was a mage, I'd throw fire. And probably be dead. But I can't do anything. Just like the hundreds of people who can't do anything. Who make sure the thousands who can do something can do it. Besides, if you know a safer place than your castle, do share.
What's the current mood?
Sprightly.
What's the word out there?
Heard someone spitting your name. Worked up a good one, too.
Good rumor.
As you were.
Inquisitor?
They're like, let's not repeat the endless rumors of bartenders on the previous 2 games. Archery contest, Saturday. All challengers welcome. Sister Liliana to judge, except Varric and Bianca. Interesting. Sarah doesn't get excluded either, because...
Let me know if you find one.
Sarah doesn't get included because we decided to spec her as a as a dual-wielding daggers type of rogue. We know that Cole attacks with daggers as our rogue now, so I can take back and put Sarah as an archer. My explanations as to why were sound. We already had a sword and shield and an archery warrior and rogue. So the next warrior and rogue we got, I spec'd them different. And now I can put them back to, it seems, the way that they're intended based on their character artwork.
Inquisitor. That's got a good ring to it. We're happy to be here, your worship. You need anything, let me know.
Can you think of any other tasks suitable for the chargers?
I suspect Haven's quiet by now. Might be worth sending the boys back. We could recover some supplies, get an idea about the enemy's strength. We could even pick up any stragglers who haven't found Skyhold yet.
True.
Can we talk about the Bull's chargers?
Certainly. What can I tell you?
Have you had any other interesting jobs?
There was the time with the spiders. Big old beast had taken over some Navaran lady's winter estate, with a full season to lay eggs. Hanging from the chandelier, scuttling over the tapestries, webbing up the bath. Don't really have a story about it. It's just a lot of spiders.
We'll talk later.
And then we burned the house down. Scout Haven Ruins operation available. Goddamn. Operations that come from just talking to NPCs that you can miss, you know?
What can I do for you?
He's sitting down, so now the camera angle works, but he's got nothing else to say.
See you later, Bull.
Nice talking with you, boss.
I really thought that we would have had more to talk about, but that's okay. I love it when the Mass Effect characters talk to each other. Or Mass Effect VAs, I should say.
Fine day to you. Someone left sliced plums on the windowsill again. The juice is attracting flies.
Oh.
There are spiders everywhere. The plums were right in front of me, but I can't quite recall who took them.
Cole. Everybody, Krem's got something to say. They're standing on a chair.
You've heard?
Of she who stands behind the throne.
And perhaps casts a shadow across it.
Nobility do not properly understand the word witch.
It's just what I heard.
I hope I can help somehow. Maybe cleaning?
See, I'm hearing more rumors from people than bartenders.
Oh, Inquisitor, I joined. Sutherland, your worship. I saw some bandits, so I came to warn people. I'll let your warriors know and then stay out of the way.
New to the crew, a young hopeful operation, okay?
I hope I can help somehow. Maybe cleaning.
Gotcha.
I suppose you're right.
Long day.
I always love the people that are just fucking asleep at the tables, like in public. Like, they were playing cards and then they just decided to take a nap. I like, especially when there's like one sleeping and one that isn't sleeping. I don't know who's responsible for putting the sleeping NPCs in the taverns, but I just find it fucking hilarious. Like, it was like that in Haven as well. Look at this little arrangement. This is cool. This feels like somewhere one of our companions would chill out. Can I... Oh, come on. What? Let me... Why? Why restrict me from jumping out the window? I would like to file a complaint. Oh, it's Sarah's. Okay. Sarah's Cabinet of Wonder. Whose it was? Delivered. One cabinet suitable for a lady's curiosities if resources should be spent in such things. Sir Morris. Below, a comment and journal entries by Sarah. Also, doodles of Sarah with her tongue out. Eat it, Morris. Stuff needs a place. Stuff. Banner. Circle. Soft. Lizard. Scratched out. Rough and weird. Parlor. Fake. Real ones stink. Cards. Little worlds. Goblet. Fancy cup. Cup. Shit goblet. Bottle. Warden. Strong. Bottle. Tevinter. Piss weak. Stupid sword. There's a small blood stain. Silk. Bolts. Not arrow bolts. Soft. Make something. I think that minstrel Moradin is chatting me up. That song is creepy. The song dedicated to her. Okay. Sarah's junk room, of which there is a window that we cannot jump out of. There's another level up here. Is this on the map? Oh, no, it's just that Cole's here, but it's look for Cole. And I guess he will be eating those plums that were just mentioned, I suppose. Okay, look for Cole. Hello? Oh, I'm outside. Cole!
What are you doing?
Listening. Eyes rough, jangling armor hurts my ears, back aching, fingers too clumsy for knots. Wind cool like Aunt Eloise's pond, lips scalded as I sip, warmth blossoms, first kiss in the barn, what was his name? Tin jangle as the blood spills, Pierre's wrapped body on the wagon to the chantry, 5 more minutes, my fault.
It's a little creepy and invasive at first glance because he can hear everyone's thoughts, which is a little bit disturbing because he's so open with communicating them all as well.
Can you listen to anyone's mind like you did hers?
No, they have to need me.
Oh.
Pain, fear, sadness, guilt, anger, hurt. Things I can fix.
Okay. Little less creepy, and I guess he doesn't really have control over it, and also very sad. You don't get to hear any of the happy thoughts. It's just only filtered through the bad ones. And we can feel and think multiple things at the same time. Our brains are really wild that we can go from thinking about really dark and depressing things 1 second and instantly switch to like something else that like will give us some positive feelings. It's all over the place. You can't really dive in and judge someone's brain on just like those specific sad thoughts. And I think that lends itself well to that guy who was suffering, and he's like, I have to end it because he's going to be suffering for hours. And you're like, you don't know what else he's thinking, because it seems that he's only able to get the bad feelings. At least that's how I'm interpreting it. So I wonder if it's a thing where it's like, if they're feeling those things, he can hear all thoughts, including positive ones, or whether he's only tied to negativity or sadness or depression or something, you know?
Can you do something for her?
Yes.
Oh, he's gone.
It's okay. Nothing you did mattered.
What? Who are you?
They lie there, and sometimes they die, just like Pierre. You can't save them.
I don't know who you are.
Wait. That didn't work. Let me try again. You'll forget me in a minute.
Yeah, this is interesting because if he messes up and just kind of approaches a stranger, he's just going to be like, hello. Let me try again.
What are you going to do?
Make her forget me. Then do it again, the right way.
Cole saves scumming. Cole saves before his all of his dialogue cutscenes.
You can't save all of them.
What?
Like Pierre getting sick after you snuck out to Aunt Eloise's pond. You want it to be your fault, so there's a reason and it's not so frightening. But there is no reason. Pierre just got sick. The soldier was never going to live. It wasn't your fault. Better.
Does she feel better now, though? God, that was all right.
So you walk into their lives, make them feel better, and they just forget you?
Yes. It's better to help and then be gone. If I stay, it can be frightening.
For you or for them?
Yes. Thank you for letting me help her. It's not how a person would do it. But it helped. That's what matters.
I like that answer of just, yes. That's very interesting. So sometimes when you go to meet with an NPC, or your companion, sorry, I should say, you never know whether you're actually going to be talking with them inside or whether you're going to have a random cutscene take place outside. So is Cole just going to be in different spots, I suppose? No, he's still in there. Is he in here now?
From Haven's fire come we, the able true.
Let's take a look.
Strong and free, would we rally with our...
Okay, now he's here.
Roderick was sorry before he died.
I wasn't aware you and Roderick were acquainted.
He was hurt. Red inside from the Templar, but red outside from the Templar too. Needed help to walk. Limping, light, leaning on the young like old Pepe when the road was icy. He called me a fine young man. He said he was sorry for what he did to you.
Wow.
You didn't try to end his suffering, did you?
No. He was dying already, and he welcomed it. The pain wasn't too much. He saw it at the end. Loving light, open arms. Andraste taking him home. He was happy. And sorry.
I'm not surprised that was slight disapproval.
Did he tell you why he was sorry?
Blood everywhere. Monsters, madness, dying. We're all dying. The Herald stands against it, and heads turn. Desperate and simple. Pure. Voices in the chantry. Years since I'd sung the song and felt it flowing through me. But this is real. This is real. So long since I'd felt it. Falling, flying, faith. And I fought her. Make her forgive me. I hope I did enough.
Interesting last thoughts of Chancellor Roderick.
He hates it all because of the darkness behind the door. Some doors should stay shut.
Can you explain how your mind works?
Yes?
Yes.
What do you sense when you focus on me?
You're too bright. Like counting birds against the sun. The mark makes you more, but past it, you reach across. Mindful meaning. You pull it through to this side, make it real here. And past that, the weight of all on you. All the hopes you carry, fears you fight. You are theirs, It must be very hard. I hope I help.
Walk me through the way you help someone.
I start by listening. I hear hurt, feel it fretting. Some you can solve by giving something, food, a blanket, sleep. Some are intangible, terrible tangles that catch on a crack, fixed, festering, and the person makes a pearl of pain. I shake it loose. No pearl, no pain. They can hope, they can heal.
Sometimes you say things that relate to other members of the Inquisition.
They remember me. Their eyes stick, some more. They want me to be. Varric is quiet inside. He pulls me more to hear, makes me a person, calls me kid, a friend. Solus, bright and sad, observes and accepts. Spirit self, seeing the soul, Solus, but somehow sorrows.
Solus, bright and sad, observes and accepts. Spirit self, seeing the soul. Solus, but somehow sorrows. Interesting.
It must be sad feeling everyone's pain all the time.
Why?
Isn't it?
No. I help. I find wounds and heal them. I salve, soothe, save. I see pain and make it better. How could I not be happy?
Okay.
I'll talk to you later.
How do you know?
That's an interesting way to go about it, I think. Cole gets an assassin hat. Okay. Definitely an interesting way to go about it. Like, he's just, I guess, because he's a spirit, and that seems to be his sort of, I guess, purpose. He's, doesn't view it in anywhere near as much of a negative way. Let's take Sarah's daggers off. We'll give her the Bane of Red Crossing, because she's at the level where she can wield that bow, which is nice. And I will reset her, sorry, excuse me. I will reset her gear. Cole, you can have the cool blades. Bleeder of souls, and I guess the healing knife. Oh, hang on. Really awkward how you have to do this sometimes. You have to equip one. There you go. Okay, armor. Assassin hat. Oh. I like that hat. I can actually see you underneath there. Except I assume in dialogue it's still just going to be his default hat. That's a very interesting thing, hey? Where it's a character that is like forced into actually wearing a hat. So then their dialogue of not wearing a hat in cutscenes doesn't really work for them. Hunter coat. I'll give you this for a little bit more armor, because we have not decked him out at all. Witch lightning staff. I cannot wait to get... Ah, he can finally... Yes. Oh, we can be matching. Cute. That's funny. I like his little hat. He can wear the Warden Battle Mage armor. Even though it's less. We can match. Gonna go out to the battlefield, we'll look the same, which is so silly. Oh wait, or is it because I just don't have it equipped? Oh, I think that's my armor that I've just given to Solus. I thought it would. I would still automatically have it equipped here, but apparently not. My armor can be stolen by other characters when I'm in Skyhold because I'm in my fancy dress. Okay. Well, Solus is just keeping it warm for me, I guess. Oh. What happened in here? So it's amazing how the tavern is just down, everyone's chilling, and then you just like walk up a room and it's just like someone's bedroom that's just been destroyed. Is Hawk still up here? He's gone. Hawk's gone. Varric was saying he's here now, but I wonder if... Oh no, he's gone to Crestwood, hasn't he? He would have gone to Crestwood for us to go and hang out with. Lovely. All right, I'm going to keep roaming around Skyhold. We've spoken to our companions now, which is good. I need to speak to Vivian and Blackwall. I forgot those two. Oh, and Sarah. I forgot that whole group. I haven't spoken to all my companions at all. I just lied and immediately realized. God, I fucking love that I can just jump off roofs. It's so stupid. It just makes me smile. Sarah's like just watching me just like hurl myself off the highest roof, and she's like, okay. I'll save I would like to leave my companion conversations with a decent taste in my mouth, so I will probably save Blackwall for last.
How do you know they won't attack him?
And I'll speak with the ones that I love talking to first, obviously.
So, Inquisitor. It is Inquisitor now, right? Remember that war we talked about stopping? Full of little baddies I can stick with little arrows. That's not a friggin' archdemon, is it? Droste, what did I step in?
She hates elves, you know this. It's too elfy for her.
Maybe nobody saw this coming, but you knew how I got the job.
I know what people said, but people believe all sorts of shite when they're scared. Swear at a farmer and you've cursed his crops. Spill the salt and you're dead by dawn. Dance through town in a goat's head and children people never had go missing.
Okay.
The ancient thing trying to kill us seems pretty real.
Don't get me started. Oh, wait, too late, right? A magister who cracked the Black City. It's a hazy dream, right? I mean, if it's real, then the seat of the Maker? Real thing. A seat needs a butt, so the Maker? Real thing. Fairy stories about the start and end of the world? Real things. It's too far, innit? I just want to plug the Skyhole rubbish so I can go play.
Mind of a 5-year-old. The Maker also has breeches, Sarah. Did you know that?
You joined to help the little people caught up in this. But do you believe or not?
In Andraste? Of course.
But you doubt what you're seeing and hearing.
It can't be true. Even fanatics don't want to be this right. Look, I have arrows. I can make this Coryphilus believe in those. Good enough? Please be good enough.
Coryphilus. Caruffles.
I'm fighting Magisters. I need you aiming higher than simple selfishness.
Lumpy wants to be a god, and you glow or something. I just want to fix things so I don't have to think about what's real or not. High enough, my lady.
Not really. Yeah.
You're starting to not sound completely crazy.
I know, scary, innit? So bring 'em on. But first, food. I'm starving.
Like, I get it. We all want things to go back to peacetime so we can chill. But, like, the attitude about it is just so strange.
Demon armies and wardens, and Varric has exactly who we need. The big talker just knows everything.
What do you think about the people who have gathered?
Again with your people. Right, which ones?
What about Cole?
I'm not saying nothing about that. That thing is just wrong.
Interesting.
What about Solus?
Solus? His head's crammed up 1,000 years ago.
I'm wondering if she has updated opinions on people.
Thoughts on Iron Bull?
It makes me wonder about things. I mean, what do their women look like? Woof.
We'll talk later.
Good, right? I'll be here. Well, you're here.
So you like to have fun. The Inquisition seems an odd fit. Why are you really here?
What do you mean? To help people.
It's starting to sound like you're looking for something more.
It is. Mostly. Okay, fine. There's talk and... I want to see.
See what?
I don't know. I've got all this chantry stuff in my head, and it makes sense, right? But it's fuzzy. I want to see if it's all really real. I just don't know if I want to really know. So I'm selfish. It's all for me. Count yourself lucky, I guess.
She just said she hates that everything's so really real. She's like, everything's too real. I don't want to think about this stuff. I want to go and play. And then she's like, I want to know if things are really real. But the selfish thing lines up because she's like, I don't want to do any of this. I just want to play around.
I'll be back if I need you.
Go on.
Yep.
It was a mistake to use Haven as a base of operations. The town was completely indefensible.
I didn't choose that. We evacuated from the breach. It was the closest place. The Inquisition can't exactly go walking around and just like find a random fortress in the middle of the mountain regions somewhere. Or could we? If only Solus told us about this place before we were destroyed, but that's fine.
I didn't choose Haven. Cassandra and Leliana did.
Accepting a bad choice blindly is hardly a virtue, darling. You left yourself vulnerable to attack. It was a miscalculation, one that I'm sure you won't repeat. But the enemy struck a serious blow against you and the Inquisition. We must recognize that. You must.
Awesome. I've had companions bore me in previous BioWare games, but I've never had companions make me, like, so irritable and annoyed. Just the condescending attitude is insufferable. Like, you've got Jacob. Jacob's cool. He's just kind of boring. He doesn't really have anything going on. James is kind of funny. He's a silly little guy. He's Freddie Prinze Jr. Liam from Andromeda, he's fine. He's just kind of boring, and there's just not much happening there. Who else we got that are companions, that are kind of non-companions? You know, there's plenty. But, like, they never really upset me. They're just like, I don't really care about you that much. Or there's ones that I don't really like how they handle things or how they do things. But then, like, there's none where I'm just like, oh my god, every time you speak, it's just like nails on a chalkboard. Probably being a little dramatic, but it's just like, we try and have a conversation, and it genuinely feels like Vivian, like, hates us, and that comes across in how we interact. Is like, when we first met, I thought it was a very interesting first meeting. It was quite nice, and then I was excited to get to know Vivian on the team, and then she started talking. It's like that one when you're hanging out at the party, and then Vivian's like, guys, I promise I won't get political, and then after like 2 drinks, she's condescending and patronizing to everybody because she's right and everybody else is wrong. God, I don't even really know what to choose here.
I'm not going to forgive what happened at Haven. Corypheus will answer for what he's done.
You're angry. Good. Anger can save you when everything else is gone. Just make sure you put it to good use. Our enemy advances, Inquisitor. We must not sit idly by. Act first and teach them to fear us. You can become the leader the faithful require, but you must do it soon.
Good talk. Where'd she go? Where did she go? She's just hanging out outside. She was just hanging outside so she could be like, wow, you really fucked this up, didn't you? Okay, she's in here with Varric.
Thank you for Haven. Less so for Redcliffe, but I am committed to serve your worship.
Okay. Let's speak with Vivian again. Oh, hang on. I think she's,
Someone emptied a whole bag of turnips into the fire. Oh, ridiculous.
And I think she's above. Who's Gutsy?
Hello, Inquisitor. Honored Inquisitor. Gutsy Sturhald. Did my part on the walls, and now I'm on this strange collection you've brought us. Don't know its worth to the fight exactly, but it's good workmanship.
Any ideas about the origins of these reliefs?
To Vinter, early. It's in the tool marks, the grain. That's hard dust mined from the 100 Pillars, if I know anything. Oh, I suppose the scene is probably full of Tevinter robes, too.
The 100 Pillars?
Damnedest things. Massive spires that aren't stone. It's like a mortar. Don't know more than that. Strong, though.
Where did you learn your skills?
Orzammar. Carved a few statues in my day. And before you ask, yes, I chose to leave. I carved a paragon who turned out to be a sodding madwoman. Couldn't stand looking at it. The memory of a dwarf, right?
Do you have insight into the stories these tiles are supposed to depict?
Tell you what, you finish one, and I'll write it up. Who better, right? A good dwarven perspective.
Another time.
Best of the vein, Inquisitor.
Best of the vein. Alright, what's the best way up? I think as long as I go this way. Oh, she's up on that level. Instruction report, death on the wall. One of our finishers, Garen, fell from the scaffold and landed on a paving stone. He had breath for an hour, but his eyes were still. He died, and the Chantry sisters wrapped him. What should we do? Foreman Charisse. Have them commit his body with those we have lost since Haven. I will record his sacrifice for the Inquisition, move his fellow workers to another site, and allow time off with pay if they request. Ensure that all workers do their job safely. We are in a war, not a race. Rushing does no good if we harm ourselves. We are all the Inquisition. A bunch of just random construction notes. Always littering the place. Aha. We'll go up here. Alright, what are you doing up here? Oh, this is your spot, huh? Oh, these are your things. Okay. And this is your beloved lounging sunbed. Okay. Very beautiful, darling. I'm sure you must hate this construction in the way. I'm sure it really just clashes with your beautiful decor, darling. Sorry that we do not have enough of a mansion and beautiful clean fortress for you. Way of the Night Enchanter. From rank and roll in victory, Commander Helene's words make one passage stand out. Many are reluctant to include the rank, but that is because it is rare enough that they have not seen it deployed. Most change their mind when they fight alongside. All change their mind when they fight against. An account. The training was not pleasant for me. When first I exited my circle, I was as a babe, new to the world, and then I was in battle, in defense of nation and name, and the lines did form, and my fellow mages took their positions in the rear, and I stepped forward. Then my place in the fray opened, and those of muscle and blade were around me, and I was not afraid, for I knew my role and worth, and soon did all others know them as well. Any concerns I had that the knights would not heed evaporated. All knew their rank, their place, and the value of that to their lives. Our blades were of different ken, but our purpose was clear and defined. On the field, in the battle I command. Okay. Oh my god. Yes, yes, over there, darling.
My dear Inquisitor, whatever can I do for you?
Yeah, God. You could call it immediately. As soon as you walk in here, you're like, okay.
Where did I find movers changing all my furniture?
I'm sure I don't know, darling. Perhaps your old furniture was full of lice and fleas.
What exactly is this all about, Vivian?
I'll speak slowly for you, my dear. I know it's hard to follow. Setting malcontents loose among the population with no safeguards to stop them should they turn into abominations. Very wise. I rearranged some furniture. Lives are not thrown into jeopardy by this. Perhaps a little perspective is wanted here.
I wish, like, Sarah has a "you're not fit for the Inquisition" ejection button. Why doesn't anyone else?
What are you playing at? What was the point of this little prank?
I merely wanted to see what you'd do. You are the current leader of the Inquisition. It's good to know your limits. And now I do. Be a dear and run along now, Inquisitor. I have so much to attend to.
I'm getting heated over a fictional bunch of pixels on my screen. Oh, being spoken to like that is so frustrating, though. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'll make it slow. I'll talk slow for you. Like, we're on a nice little balcony here. Would you mind taking a look over the edge?
Whatever is the matter this time, dear?
It makes me feel very justified in my negative words to say in that regard, because holy crap, that makes me want to just like stop playing and go for a walk.
That got a little heated. Are you all right?
Well, that depends. How angry is Cassandra? I wasn't trying to keep secrets. I told the Inquisition everything that seemed important at the time.
What the fuck did she just do? Maple ass, she's like looking up at the sky cross-eyed. Excuse me? What the fuck was that? Oh, man. Okay. I mean, yes and no, Varric. Yes, but Corypheus was dead. I mean, I do believe him. Am I Varric biased? Maybe. That's my boy right there. But you gotta back up your boys. I feel as though he was giving out information that was, like, he did a good job. He was also being interrogated. He did the best.
I know, Varric. You never would have kept quiet otherwise.
I keep hoping none of this is real. Maybe it's all some bullshit from the Fade and it'll disappear. I know I need to do better. I'm sorry.
Aw. My sad little dwarf. I want to see Varric with a beard. Oh, another cutscene.
Corypheus is back. Oh, shit.
There's so many... It's actually kind of crazy that, like, we haven't left Skyhold yet, and just based on us walking around and getting all of our new companion dialogue, it keeps unlocking more cutscenes between all of our characters, which is quite interesting, because you have to talk to Cassandra for the Varric thing to happen, to then talk to Varric about it, that sort of thing.
You said he was a Darkspawn, or a Magister. What is he really?
I'm not sure. I don't think Corypheus really knows either. He's definitely a Darkspawn, but when we found him, it was pretty obvious he hadn't heard that. He thinks he's a Magister, a priest of Dumat, in fact. He says he broke into the Golden City, like in the Chantry tale.
If you and Hawk defeated him once, we can do it again.
We didn't just think Corypheus was dead. He was dead. No pulse, no breath, full of stab wounds. There wasn't a lot of room for doubt. It makes me wonder. I thought the Wardens imprisoned Corypheus to use him. Maybe they did it because he can't be killed.
guess what? There's another Tevinter Magister out there. Like, the Architect appeared in Dragon Age Origins Awakening, and we didn't kill him. We actually let him live, and then we learned the truth of what happened after we let him go. But he's out there somewhere. Unless Corypheus tracked him down and was like, hey man, go take a load off, go chill. I'm wondering if he would come to the story somehow as well. Like he's like, look at my Tevinter Magister brother. I don't know. Because I could see them like bringing him into the story as well. And just also going with the same train of thought of Corypheus, who died and then just came back, and maybe all of them are like that.
How did you and Hawke even wind up in a Grey Warden prison for ancient Darkspawn?
Corypheus sent people after Hawke. He actually got control of an entire Carter clan. Made them drink Darkspawn blood. Weird shit. We tracked the Carter to an old dwarven fort or something in the mountains. Of course, it turned out to be a trap. They needed Hawke's blood to open the locks holding Corypheus, and they drew us into the prison to get it.
There has to be a way to defeat Corypheus. We'll find it. Don't worry.
I hope you're right. Maker's breath, what have I let loose?
Brutally murdered is not really the same as unleashed upon the world, Varric.
In this case, it might be. But you've got more important things to do than listen to me worry. Just let me know when you want something shot.
Good stuff.
Looking for someone to talk your ear off? I think I can oblige.
Carry on.
Nice. Good talk. Shall we sit in this chair and judge someone for the first time? Let us judge someone. I sit upon the throne. My spiky chair. Let's see how this goes.
This was a surprise. After you return from the bogs, we discovered this man attacking the building with a goat. Movran the Under. He feels slighted by the killing of his Avar tribesmen, who repeatedly attacked you first. What should we do with him? Where should he go?
Throwing the goat at the wall. Off with his head!
You answered the death of your clan with a goat?
A courtroom? Unnecessary. You killed my idiot son, and I answered, as is my custom, by smacking your holdings with goat's blood.
Don't look at me.
No foul. He meant to murder Tevinters, but got feisty with your Inquisition. A red-headed mother guarantees a brat. Do as you've earned, Inquisitor. My clan yields. My remaining boys have brains still in their heads.
I've acquired the chastened throne. Okay.
I don't know.
Oh.
You could go in that... What's it called? A gibbet?
Oh, wait.
Chief Movran, you'll be placed in a gibbet to serve as an example to... someone. Then probably released.
What is going on?
Gibbet? Gibbet?
I didn't know that was my decision. I thought I was asking a question. I don't know what a gibbet even is. Oh, God. Wait. Hold on. What were my options? I just thought I was asked. What the fuck is a gibbet? Excuse me? It's got to be some sort of weird device. Oh, no. What is that? It's an instrument of public execution, though. Why is he probably released? Oh! Oh no! It's one of those things! God no. Also, Solus disapproves. We can't allow that. Not my Megamind boy. Oh no. Now that simply won't do. That was a mistake. All right, hold on a second. I've done a classic misunderstanding. Oh god, my autosave is like right as I've made the decision, isn't it? Of course it is. Oops. My game is crashing when I try to sit on the throne for a second time. So we're not doing that. The game does not like it when I try and sit on this chair after our first judgment, but there you go. Unfortunately, wait, what the fuck? That's Alexius. Oh, this is weird. Hang on. This is very weird. Interesting. Well, that's our autosave, but that is definitely Alexius. When I try and sit on the chair a second time, the game just crashes. It just stays on the loading screen forever. It looks like it's loaded in the environment for me to judge, but I can't talk to anyone or do anything. Okay. That's a little bit unfortunate. I'm just going to fast travel. Maybe if I fast travel and like leave this area, and then we like go back into it. Hello. And then we go back into it, maybe it'll like refresh and I can do it.
Not good enough.
There's still people. I might have to like leave entirely. I might do that. Yeah, I guess we can't go back to Haven anymore. Let's just travel. Just so we can get out of here. And then I'll go back and I'll see if we can sit in this chair, because this is really unfortunate if I've just busted sitting in the throne room. We'll just leave and come back. Because, oh, hello. It hasn't fixed by reloading into the game because... Oh, I'm still wearing this. That's weird. That's completely removed my stuff. I thought that that was exclusive to being in Skyhold, but apparently not. It, weird. It gives me this to wear when I go out into the field. I'll have to take my clothes back from Solus. My boyfriend stole my clothes. Refreshing the game didn't fix anything. But I guess that's because my save was located in the same room. But if I leave Skyhold and then come back, maybe the throne room might be empty and we can try and sit on the chair. And then that'll be different. And then we can speak to Blackwall. Okay, the throne room is empty.
Lost 3 shipments.
Let's sit on the chair and see if it works now. Ah, immediately.
You recall Garion Alexius of the Winter. Ferelden has given him to us as an acknowledgement of your aid. The formal charges are apostasy, attempted enslavement, and attempted assassination, on your own life, no less. Tevinter has disowned and stripped him of his rank. You may judge the former magister as you see fit.
Okay, I'm glad that we didn't, the glitch didn't like skip over him or do someone else or something weird. So this is good. And the second one is a serious one, unlike the first one, which is throwing goats at walls. It makes me feel like the game was doing a practice run on the throne for us anyway.
I remember what would have happened to Thedas if his treachery had succeeded.
I couldn't save my son. Do you think my fate matters to me?
Will you offer nothing more in your defense?
You've won nothing. The people you saved, the acclaim you've gathered. You'll lose it all in the storm to come. Render your judgment, Inquisitor.
Oh, God. Okay. Oh. Make him harmless, a tranquil. I want him researching magic. I'm executing him myself. Jesus. Imprison him and he'll serve Redcliffe's mages. We'll indenture him to the mages instead. This feels heavy. I hate when we're in a situation when it's just like when you're playing a game for the Let's Play, you have to make your it feels like you have to make your decisions very, very quickly, you know? It feels like you have to make a decision very quickly. You're not allowed to be like, all right, guys, I need to sit and make this decision because for time, everyone's like, come on, man, hurry up, make your choice. I feel like I might have him research magic. I don't know if I really want him to be killed. Imprisoning seems fair. I'm not sure about Tranquil. I think I want him researching magic. I think that would be pretty cool. Only because I think he was helping out. There's an empathetic side there with him wanting to help out his son. And I think that led him down a much darker path with trying to like use this magic to like, you know, fix things. While also being a bit of an evil fucker as well, but these seem like pretty excessive. I feel like I want to go for this one.
Your magic was theoretically impossible, Alexius. I could use people like you. Your sentence is to serve under guard as a researcher on all things magical for the Inquisition.
No execution? Very well.
Oh, there's some good approval there. Judgment, the magic used in Redcliffe operation available. There you go. That's an interesting one. And it's always cool to see the people that approve and disapprove of those choices as well. And I wonder if that'll come back to bite me in the butt later. I'm like, please don't research anything evil and then use it against us. News from Thetis. Haven destroyed by darkest menace. Dire news from the Frostbacks. The Pilgrim Sanctuary of Haven, home to the new Inquisition, has been destroyed. Information is still vague, but some believe a dragon resembling an archdemon was involved in the attack. Fears of a new blight are now beginning to surface. As the Chantry continues to flounder, some are concerned that Haven's destruction may predict the Inquisition's imminent collapse. However, there is yet hope, as reports indicate that the Herald of Andraste and Inquisition leadership survived and have found refuge elsewhere. Cry Belanus. Alright, let's talk with Blackwall.
So, this is Skyhold. Come, let's walk the ramparts. I want to examine our fortifications. We'll be able to see Corypheus coming from miles away.
On the other hand, that means he can see us from miles away.
Let him come. I swear I'll take the Twister bastard down, even if I have to die to do it.
I'm not losing you.
You see this as a personal insult, don't you?
If it's not personal for you, maybe it should be. The people flock to your banner, eager to fight for the Herald of Andraste. Their faith is a leash, and your Inquisition has taken hold of it. Tell me honestly, are you what they say you are? Andraste's chosen?
There is so little I remember. What if they're right?
Does it even matter? Don't you see what you are to them? Without you, they'd be consumed by despair. We all would. They need you to be Andraste's messenger. It gives them hope. The truth doesn't matter. Listen to me talk. Your time is valuable and I've wasted enough of it.
Okay, mate. Alright, bud. Is he still out there? Has he moved? Oh, Sarah's in the, okay. Blackwall's over here. And Sarah's over here. Alright. Let's go find Blackwall. Sorry to drop in unannounced. I don't think I'll ever get tired of that. Alright. I'll match best I can, but there are two substructures here. Skyhold was built in stages or rebuilt. Is this where we want to invest? If it's fallen before, how can we be sure it won't fall again? 2 words. The Inquisitor. Invest and commit. We are strong as the will of the weakest of us. Okay. Oh yes. Blackwall's in the barn. Ah, that's where you hang out, huh? Blackwall's in his man cave. This is my Mojo Dojo Casa house, dude. I got barns and hay and a big roaring fire, and I'm also doing woodwork, and I'm making a griffin because I'm a Grey Warden.
This is just... it's something to keep their hands busy. I'm grateful you tracked me down when you did. As exciting as wandering the woodlands was, this is better. It's good to be part of something so important. Something that could change things.
The Grey Wardens are huge and important. You're part of that.
True, but without a blight on the horizon, everything the Wardens do feels like waiting. This, the Inquisition, is what matters now. And I'm grateful to be a part of it. You are who you choose to follow. Someone told me that once. Took me years to understand what he meant.
There's wisdom in that.
It was a Chevalier who said those words to me. A powerful man, but never without honor. A true knight. We met as competitors in the Grand Tourney. He left me with that advice before we parted. Put aside his own ambitions to help me win the melee. I don't think I even thanked him.
What is this Grand Tourney?
You've never heard of it? The Grand Tourney of the Free Marches. It's a spectacle. Song, dance, wine, every amusement you can imagine. But the greatest part is the contest of arms. Prove yourself in the Grand Tourney, and you can make your fortune.
How did he help you?
There were 100 men on the field, each one fighting for himself. The knight and I had forged an alliance. It was just the 2 of us, and we took all comers. The goal, down as many opponents as possible. He always let me deliver the final blow.
He must have wanted something from you to help like that.
A pupil, a squire. Someone to teach and to mold. He saw my potential. When it was over, he offered to mentor me. To teach me to become a chevalier like him. And I, young and stupid, turned him down flat. I just won the melee at the Grand Tourney. I didn't need him. I should have gone with him. Perhaps things could have been different.
Different doesn't always mean better.
In this case, I think it would have been better. But I'm older, hopefully wiser. And I think I've chosen the right person to walk with.
Okay.
At your service.
Interesting.
Varric's friend Hawk said there were suspicions of corruption in Grey Warden ranks. Do you know anything about that?
Corruption? What sort of corruption?
Corypheus. He's been known to influence the minds of Wardens.
That could very well explain why so many have disappeared.
Are you feeling all right? No voices or anything?
If I start hearing things, I promise you'll be the first to know.
Aren't Grey Wardens always hearing things? They literally dream of Darkspawn. Maybe because there's no blight, he's not having the crazy dreams at the moment.
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
Ah, the Wardens. I'm afraid we're less exciting than we seem.
How do the Wardens deal with archdemons?
Short answer? Stick it with swords until it stops moving.
All right, keep your secrets, Gandalf.
Wardens are in all the stories. If it was that easy, anyone could do it.
No, it really is that simple. Just because the archdemon is magic doesn't mean it can't be killed with swords. It just has to be a Grey Warden sword. Look, it's not the killing blow that's the problem. It's getting the dragon to the point where it's vulnerable, where it actually can be killed. There's no short answer for that, I'm afraid.
I don't know if he's like choosing to be just secretive and not give the answers to us, which doesn't really make much sense because I'm your boss, man, and you love me, but like, he's not giving the correct information.
Let's continue this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me.
It has to be a Grey Warden that delivers the killing blow, or it just gets back up again. And then the Grey Warden who kills it dies with it. It's mutually assured destruction. Why are you making it out to be like it has to be a Grey Warden sword?
Inquisitor?
How much do you know about Corypheus?
Not much. I always thought the stories of Magisters corrupting the Golden City were just that. Stories. I didn't expect them to be true, and I certainly didn't expect to find one of them still alive.
Don't the Grey Wardens know everything about Darkspawn?
You don't have to know how a Darkspawn came to be in order to kill it. We're soldiers, not historians. And the world would be better off if people focused on defeating evil rather than explaining how it came to be.
Maybe he's just a Grey Warden that just doesn't like the explanatory process. He's keeping secrets. But then also lying because like he wasn't in Ferelden during the Blight.
Corypheus stopped being human a long time ago. Darkspawn don't have human lifespans, do they?
No, I suppose they don't. They're unnatural and sustained by evil. It's been thousands of years. You'd think the Wardens would have managed to kill the first Darkspawn by now.
Do you know if there are more Darkspawn like Corypheus?
I don't know. I'm not sure any Warden knows.
It's also incorrect, but maybe you just don't know about that.
Let's discuss something else. What do you think of the Inquisition?
This Inquisition is everyone's best friend. How Josephine managed to pull that off is beyond me.
What do you think of
No, that's fine. That's fine. Bye. No. That's fine. I don't need that. And there she goes. I don't need to know your feelings on my friends. I've asked that enough. Okay. Everyone, 2 full Skyhold episodes. And that's it. All right? We're going to leave. We will leave. We're going to head to the war table. And then we are going to close the episode out. And then what we'll be able to do is talk to Cullen next time, because there's an exclamation mark. And then we will move back out into the world once again, and we will see what the wide world looks like after our journey to Skyhold.
Lady Montilyet, hold a moment.
Okay. Yeah, we'll find out what the world looks like because we've got plenty of quests to do out in the wild. How much is plenty, you say? A lot. We're going to be here a while. It's exciting and exhausting at the same time. The 2 E's. I don't know how it's going to be once we go through it, but I am definitely enjoying going through this game, but I can recognize that there is a lot to do here. All right, let's find out the results of our stuff, shall we? We have our first group of recruits. I will continue to search for more. Now the tricky part. Training.
My scouts report no signs of danger in the pass nearby.
I will arrange patrols to ensure it stays that way.
A letter has arrived at Skyhold addressed to nobody. No one saw the courier who brought it. You encroach upon the domain of higher powers. You will answer to us. The letter is unsigned except for a wax seal depicting 6 crossed swords. We get an amulet of power. 6 crossed swords. Okay, that's concerning. Ambassador Montilier, please assure the Inquisitor of my deepest regards. Work on the memorial proceeded without incident, and it was unveiled to a crowd of almost 1,000. May it stand forever as a testament to the tenacity of the faith in times of great trial. Nice. Okay. Cool.
I've arranged an accord between the Marquis and the Dowager. Wonder of wonders. Perhaps they can be useful to us after all.
Ooh, you know what? You know what I might do? Is, we might go to the Black Emporium next time. Inquisitor, per our conversation, I would like permission to send some of the charges to Haven. Our goal is to find any gear lost in Corypheus's attack, check for enemy stragglers, and bring in refugees who have not yet found Skyhold. Lieutenant Cremisius Alcasi. We have no idea how many enemies remain at Haven. The charges had best go in numbers, and the only way we will bring in refugees is through our allies in Ferelden. After Haven, they're more than willing to help. I reckon we'll back them up.
To work?
With Cullen. Strength in numbers type stuff. And then Dorian's request. There are Venatori mages out there lurking in the wilderness. This comes as no surprise to you since you can't swing a dead cat without hitting one of Corypheus's minions. So he wishes to have some assistance. So let us look into this carefully and quietly. We do not wish to alert the Venatori to our awareness of their existence. And if there are Venatori out there, they'll show their faces. We'll get Liliana on that one.
Inquisitor.
We're really just doing a lot of the stuff in Ferelden at the moment. I know that there's stuff to do in Orlais as well, and we'll get around to that. But, you know, it's all a process. I got things to investigate, stuff to do. It's all over there. What was Josephine going to do about this? Alliance can overwhelm any concern. The owners of where she will travel need only be convinced of the worth of pleasing us. Oh, and this one's a free one. Oh, because this is acquiring someone, right? So like when we got like specializations, that took no time either. The Arcanist has been secured despite great cost and the concern of more than a few traditional minded mages. She awaits a meeting with the Inquisitor in the Undercroft. Okay, lovely. We'll do that next time. Let's send Josephine on something. It is time. The Inquisitor commands a small kingdom. It is time to exercise the weight of her influence. Let's just have Josephine do that.
Let us begin.
She can do a fate to be like, wow, look how amazing everything is. Cool. We'll put them on tasks, and then at the beginning of next episode, those jobs will be done, and then we can go and visit this Arcanist in the Undercroft, which Varric approves of. No, I think that was his Hard in Hightown thing. And then we will hopefully venture out into the open world. So 2 full Skyhold dedicated episodes, and it definitely needed it to talk to all of our companions, do a lot of lore reading, and there's still more to do here, so we'll check that out over time. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode, and I'll see you next time.